Hello again, kindergarten! I hope that all of you are excited to get started on your thinking cap projects. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own wearable thinking cap. So let's get started. Here's a picture of the objects I will be working with in this video. All of these are just objects that I found around my house, and no extra things had to be bought to make my thinking cap. Use your imagination and see what neat things you can find around the house to use in your own thinking cap. With Earth Day just around the corner, recycling is a great idea for this project. Okay, kindergarten, so the first step in making our thinking caps is to find our thinking caps. I have 3 different choices for thinking caps right here that I'm going to show you how to make. So the first one is with a paper plate. And so to make a thinking cap out of a paper plate, you're going to want to make some dots and make sure that they're across from each other, just like this. So after you have your dots, you or a parent can poke some holes in your dots. So you can use a pen or a pencil like I'm doing. You can use a hole puncher if you have one. You can use whatever you need to use, just making sure that you're being careful and safe in making your holes. So now that you have your holes, you can take a piece of ribbon or string. I have an old shoelace right here, and you can pull your shoelaces through the holes, just like this. And then you can figure out how tightly you want your hat to fit on your head. And there you have it. Once you have how tightly you want your hat to fit figured out, you can make some knots in the top of your shoelace or string or whatever you have. So that it stays put. So this is the paper plate option to start off with. I also have just a brown paper bag right here. And so to use a brown paper bag, you're actually going to draw out or glue on whatever materials you would like to do first. And then you're going to take your paper bag and you're going to fold it upward. And it's a little bit tricky to get it all folded, but that's okay. So this bag is kind of like the one in the story. This is the one that Sarabella made. So you could use this one, or you could make a different one. It is completely up to you. So now you have your kind of brim, and you can fit that on your head. And then finally, the third option that I'm going to be using is just an old hat. Any old hat will do, if it's a sun hat or a snow hat or just a regular old baseball hat like this. So those are the hats that you can use to make your thinking cap. Alright, so now that we have our thinking cap ready to go, now comes the fun part. Now we get to decorate it. And so to decorate my thinking cap, I have a bunch of different things. This may look like a lot. Please know that you can use as much or as little different things as you want to make your thinking cap. Just make sure that you're using something that makes you feel excited, something you really like. Whether it's, you really like the colors of different papers, or the patterns on a napkin, or some wrapping paper like I do. I also have some little stuffed animals, a fake flower, a pretty Christmas bow, some tissue paper, some tin foil, some really fun glitter confetti that I found, some markers, and of course some glue and tape to put it all together. Oh, and I also have some magazines so I can cut out pictures that I think are really fun and neat. So use whatever you would like. Please, please use your imagination to make a thinking cap that is really, really going to give you some awesome brain power. So I'm just going to do a few things on my thinking cap just to give you some ideas. So first of all, I'm going to start simple. I am going to take some pictures that I found from my magazine. I love, love, love to cook, and I am very inspired by different foods. So they make me feel really, really excited and curious to learn more about what they are and how to make them and what they taste like. So I'm going to use some glue to attach my pictures to my thinking cap. And if you would like to use a paintbrush and a glue pot, you can absolutely do that. I know that's what we were doing last time we were in class. Otherwise, if you just have a glue stick or a glue bottle like this one, you can make a couple little dots on the corners. You don't need very much to get it to stick. So you can kind of see I just have some very, very small dots on the corners. And then I am going to attach my beautiful cookie picture to my hat. So that's the first thing that I have on my thinking cap. And I'm going to go ahead and do another one. I've got a root beer float here. Who doesn't love some sugar to get them all excited and thinking? And this time, I am going to attach it with tape. So if you don't have any glue and you do have tape, that will work just fine. So I'm going to take off a piece of tape. And there are a couple of ways that you can do this. You can either take your picture and just put tape on both sides to attach it. Or, if you want a little extra challenge, you can take your tape and you can roll it up. Just like that. And that way, you can put your tape on the back of your pretty picture, and then when you stick it onto your hat, it stays just like that. So those are some things that you could do if you want to use pictures. You could also attach a bow like I have. Christmas is one of my very, very favorite holidays. I love all of the colors and getting together with family, so I think that definitely inspires me. So I am going to put my bow right on the top. Some of them stick already. If you need a little extra stick, you can always use your glue or your tape to keep it down and keep it secure. What else can I use? Let's see. I can use some fun colored paper that I have on hand. And so maybe I want to get a little creative. So I'm going to take a piece of paper that I've already cut out, and I am going to fold it. Let me get up here so you can see. So I'm going to fold it one way, and then I'm going to fold it the other way, and then I'm going to fold it the other way, kind of like an accordion. Fold it the other way. So you want to stack your folds on top of one another. And then what that does is that gives you a really, really fun kind of 3D element. So I am going to glue on the corners of one of my sides, And then I'm going to tape it to, or glue it to my hat. So I'm going to put it right here. And that just gives me, whoops, there goes my ribbon. And that just gives me a really fun kind of silly little effect. And you can do that with all different kinds of shapes and lines. I've also cut out a swirly pink line. And so maybe I want to attach that to the top of my hat. And so you see, it's just a really, really, really fun thing to try and do. I also have some tin foil, just as a little bit of fun texture. So for this, I could just pull some off and wad it up to make a cool little almost like flower shape. And like I said, I love cooking, which uses a lot of tin foil. I also just really love shiny, shiny things. So tin foil definitely inspires me. So I'm going to take some tape and just put it on the bottom of my tin foil and tape it on, just like that. And then, let's use some of this glitter here. So if you have any glitter, you can absolutely use it. If not, that's totally fine too. I just, like I said, love, love, love shiny things. So what I'm going to do to put on my glitter is I am going to just put a little bit of glue right onto my hat. And then I'm going to take my glitter and I'm just kind of sprinkle it on. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love stars and the night sky and planets and all those really, really cool things. So that definitely makes me feel curious and wanting to learn and wanting to use them in what I'm doing. All right, so a couple more options that you could use. You could attach some stuffed animals if you wanted to with glue or tape. You could use wrapping paper, or you could use tissue paper, kind of in the same way that I did with tinfoil. You could bunch it up and tape it on. You could use markers to draw pictures and then cut them out and put them on your thinking cap. Really, the choices are endless. You can do whatever you want as long as you're making it yours. And the really cool thing that I love about this project is with Earth Day coming up, I think it's very important to be able to reuse and recycle different things, and I think that thinking caps give you a really, really neat chance to do this, to kind of take something that someone else might have thought of as trash or not really having much of a purpose and making it into beautiful art. So I encourage you guys to try and do that if you can in this project. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have so much fun making this.